Show Me My Way Home, Dak Suburb. In that interview, I enjoyed myself so much with that team, bringing us into our lifestyle daily conversation today, Friday morning on the AM Club. The topic is very, very interesting, if I do say so myself. We're discussing the fears of marriage. And MFR pointed at me immediately. She was like, what are we discussing? She said, you, this is your topic. So I love this so much. Before I introduce my guest this morning, there's nothing more pleasing than Top Choco chocolate spread on bread. It has the power to awaken your taste buds and make you happy instantly. The Top Choco 3-in-1 instant mixed chocolate drink is suitable for preparing both cold chocolate milkshakes and cups of delicious hot chocolate. All you need to do is to add hot water. Introducing the latest addition to the Top Choco family is the Top Choco Choco Cup, which is suitable for everyone and will surely be a crowd pleaser. Children can take it to school and imagine serving these cups at birthday parties, picnics, or any other gatherings. This chocolatey treat will definitely make their day. Get your hands on a Top Choco Choco Cup today and experience the joy of chocolate spread in a cup. Remember, Top Choco is made with love in Ghana with only the finest ingredients. Top Choco is chocolatey. Well, we have three chocolate men. In fact, we're all chocolate. This is on the panel. I have to my immediate right, Solomon Sedinam Agbawanya. He's a fintech strategist. Good morning.
Good morning.
Then we have, of course, Marina Dosu, who is a human resource manager.
Hi.
And then the birthday boy, Apostle Theophilus Jeffries, is a counselor and a life coach. Gentlemen and lady, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Apostle,
Good morning.
I mean, belated happy birthday.
Yes, thank you very much.
When we heard about it, we were super excited.
Yes,
Did you
yes,
see us in the studio?
Yeah, I saw you. I saw you. I think it came with a lot of blessings.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Did you say? How did you celebrate it?
Well, it went well. You know, usually I don't celebrate birthdays because I believe that birthday is not an addition of years. It's actually a subtraction of years. So that concept that God have added another year to your life actually is not true, because if God give you 100 years to live, every year there's a subtraction. So that's my first concept. Number two, I believe that there are two most important days in everybody's life: the day you are born and the day you discovered why you are born.
Okay.
So people have no reason celebrating their birthdays if they have never discovered the purpose of their birthday.
You see?
You
We'll
know.
enter it right now. Anyways.
Anyway, thank you. So, well, but it went well. My church surprised me, and your wishes and find everybody. So, like, it was nice. And
Thank God for your life. We truly appreciate you. You're an amazing person.
Yeah, thank you.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's find out if one of the purposes for which we were created was marriage. I'll start off with, of course, Solomon.
Yeah.
He's the only married person on this panel. So I'm going to ask you, honestly, I've heard gentlemen and ladies alike say that even before marriage, even on the day of marriage, sometimes most people have certain fears. Did you experience this? Can you confirm or deny this?
Definitely yes. There are fears that everybody, both the man and the woman, do have, even while on the altar. That very day where you have to say, yes, I do. That second, that point, you have to actually commit entirely to the woman to be your wife or the man to be your husband. There's some level of fear. But the highest of anxieties come at that particular period.
Yeah.
Now, if I should put myself in those shoes some many years ago, probably just about 5 years ago, my fear towards marriage was whether or not everything was going to turn out the way I expected it to turn out. Now, there's the event part of the marriage where you expect all plans towards it goes well. And there's the actual journey of marriage where you would want to hope that this particular lady that you have met, the things that make you have butterflies, the very things that make you smile are going to be the same things that you're going to experience when you actually move in with her. We probably at some point in our lives got to stay together, maybe a day or two, travel together. But that longevity, that period of staying into eternity, there are fears. Would you have the freedom? Would she still be that same person who still sound as sweet as she used to be before you got married to? When the kids come through, would she still be that same person in terms of look? Would she have those same curves? I mean, if you're attracted to a lady who has probably a slim curvature after birth, will she still have that? Will you be worried about those? Will she understand you on the very same things that she used to? So these fears are very prominent. They are there, and until you are intentional about giving yourself hope that it will work out, backed with prayer and selflessness, then
Fears will be there.
the fears will be there.
Okay, now one would think that these fears would go when you decide to tell the person, would you marry me? Because, of course, then at the point you're asking the person to marry you, you've taken all these things into consideration. I want to believe, right? Right? That's why you won't just get up and tell any girl, would you marry me?
Yes.
So by the time you're telling this woman, whom let's say you've dated for some time, that, you know what, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. One is surmising that you have thought about this, thoroughly. Is she going to be the same? Yada, yada, yada. Before you say, will you marry me? So from then when she says yes, you have no worries at all. But I mean, we'll come back to that. Yeah. Do you fear? Let me go to the lady. Do you fear being married or getting married?
90% yes.
Wow.
I've seen almost all the people in my life married crumble, lose themselves, die horribly, excuse me to say, not being the same as we knew them when they got married. So yes, 90%. My 10% is not hope. My 10% is maybe someone out there is not like them or their spouse. So yes, 90%.
90% is quite huge, I must say.
Yes.
That's a huge fear.
When you experience that much of horror in people, you begin to ask, if they go like this, what about you that have a lot of drama in your life as a single person? What happens when you get married?
So basically for you, you've not had good examples of marriage.
Yes, I've
You've not seen a lot of happy marriages. And that's influencing your fear.
Yes.
Solomon, on the other hand, your fear was not because you've not seen successful marriages. Your fear was more within.
Yeah, within. Yes.
Okay. I want to have the same things even after marriage.
Yes.
Okay. We're excused. We're not.
You are not excused. I refuse to be
I'm the one
excused.
asking the questions here. So, I mean, okay. Honestly, since I've asked everybody,
Yeah.
Apostle, do you have any fears for marriage?
Well, I don't have because of what I know. For example, what my brother said, we call that anticipatory fear, which is normal. Even coming on the show this morning, if you have never been on a show before, or if you've severally, I'm a preacher. I've been preaching for 16 years. But anytime I'm going to climb the pulpit, I have that fear. That fear is necessary to keep you calm, not to give you overconfidence. Because there are always 4 reasons why accidents occur in marriage or relationship anywhere. I mentioned overconfidence, forgetfulness, inattentiveness, and carelessness. So when people become overconfident, so that level of fear helps you to keep you humble, to know that, hey, you can lose it. Don't be arrogant. Don't be proud. Don't be over-pamperous. So you need that level of fear to tame you, to keep you in check. So you are worried. So that worry, can you imagine you are going to play, you are too overconfidence. You even stop preparing. You may even stop taking a lot of things serious. That's how come some husbands lose it. He begins to take the woman for granted. He believes that, oh, this lady, she loves me too much. She can't leave me. No, everybody has a breaking point. So once you begin to take a lot, you become too overconfident. You will lose it. So, per what I know, I understand. Even today, if I'm going to get married today, sitting down waiting for my bride, I'll have that anticipatory fear. Because you are just not sure of tomorrow.
Okay.
Human beings change. People revolve. Values change. Situations happen. Natural disasters, physical, biological. So things at all can happen. So there's a law called the law of intentionality that helps you. So me, although it is there, but of course I'll marry.
Okay.
So that fear is legitimate. In fact, if he should say he never had it, I'll be surprised. And I was happy that he even said that while sitting down, he was sitting there because you still not be sure. You say, hey, am I making the right choice? Am I losing it? And then you are sitting down as a young man and you see other ladies are coming to dance around, playing. Hey, you are seeing other bodies, other shapes. Your mind will be going way, way higher. If you're not together, that's how come a lot of people, a night of their honeymoon, there are some turbulence. Yeah, because they're not able to handle that anxiety, which characterize that moment. So that fear is legitimate. My sister's fear, 90%, we call that xenophobia, which is characterized by the trauma you see around you. So when she thinks of marriage, those pictures play, which she has not had any good example. So she really have to, my home, growing up, I didn't see my father and my mom, their marriage was not too nice. So what did I do? When I became born again, I have to adopt another family. And I went there. I saw what marriage can be. When the man is back from work and the wife is sitting by her and the kids come back from school and say, Daddy, good morning. He say, hey, have you seen my wife? Have you seen my wife? If you don't greet the wife, he will mind you. When the children called him at school that we need school fees and you never asked of the wife, oh, how is mama doing? How is she? You've never asked. He will mind you. You have to ask for the wife.
Wow.
So you see, that picture helped me. So I believe that those boys that man have raised, any woman that marries such boys, we're going to enjoy affection and care. And the number one need of women is affection. And the man taught the children by they placing value and premium on the wife. So that picture helped me that, it's possible. And it's a possibility stuff. So that gives me a preview. And secondly, like I've said, people change stuff. So being afraid, of course, but not the kind of fear that will take me totally away from it.
So I had to take a deep breath. So we can all admit that every single one of us have some sort of fear.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not going to tell you what my fear is.
You have to tell us.
But whatever it is, everyone has that,
Yeah.
that fear.
Yeah.
I picked a lot of things from what you said. So we need that fear. We need a bit of that
Yeah.
fear to be able to balance life. That's
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yes.
You know, without it, when you go, you meet disappointment
I'm telling
because you're too confident,
Yes.
and then it happens, and then you're disappointed. So that fear keeps you in check. Hey, this could happen, no, but I'll handle myself well. This could happen. Okay. I feel like there'll be a thin line between the fear and the faith. The faith of, I know that this is going to happen, and then
Yes.
what if this is not what I expected?
Yeah.
But you also said something that your fear is not so much because of the knowledge
Yeah.
you have. So because we can't admit that fear is a good thing though, right? We can't admit, even though you say we need a little bit of it,
Yeah.
but it could cause a lot of problems, can't it?
Of course.
Your fear, if you had held, did you hold on to it?
So again, because I had knowledge of who I was marrying,
Okay.
so I dated my wife for 16 years.
What?
Okay.
So
That
You can't just
doesn't, no,
you can't
don't
just
do
say that and just
Don't-
move on
don't-
like that.
don't do
You move
that.
on so quickly like that.
Why? Why should you? Why?
16 years.
It looks like one-on-one interview now because I need to understand. My director is telling me he dated this girl. He's now his wife for 12 years.
Yes.
Wait, the 60. Wait.
Half of the
Solo, relax. Solo, relax. Because some of us 6 months and we know the secret. Wait. So did you guys meet in like?
So
where did you meet?
So we began what we called boyfriend and girlfriend in GSS1.
Oh, okay.
At class 6, I knew this was a lady I wanted to have
How
in
old
my
were
life.
you in classes? Were you like
I can't recollect.
21 because
But in fact, even someone informed me, we had our moms. I mean, my mom going to her mom to tell her that she doesn't like the fact that we are too young to want to be in a relationship. So we began very early. So for me, I was very comfortable and knew that some fears that a man would have, possibly to think that the wife might possibly not be fidelity or probably be unfaithful. Those were some fears that I never had.
Okay.
So there's some things that I knew my wife for that I was so certain that would not come up.
were your parents together at the time?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And they've been together since?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So on her side, both parents are together. On my side, both parents are as well together.
So that contributes.
Yes. Yeah.
Apostle.
Of course.
So for me, even at the time that I was going to propose, I still had a little bit of uncertainty. Not because I wasn't sure of who I was going to get married to, but whether or not that was the time for me to actually let go of every fear I had to be sure it was the
Was
time
this?
to settle in.
A lot of things going through my head.
Of course.
And I want to. So you've gathered knowledge of this person
Yeah.
all over the years. Were you not worried that you've just because there's a need for variety in every man, isn't it? Especially for men, it's said that we want variety. Variety is part of the things that makes us fulfilled. So did you not have the fear of So I'm not going to have anybody else. I've had this one for 16 years, and I'm going to continue for the rest of my life. Did you not have that
So
fear?
throughout the 16 years, I wasn't a good boy all throughout. Let me admit.
I know.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
thank you
Because
very
I
much.
wanted to say that,
understood.
yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
there will be ups and downs.
Yeah,
Either they will
ups
break
and
for some
downs.
6 months, come
In
back.
fact, we did not break.
Okay.
Rather, so all through that journey, there are distractions on my
Okay.
side.
Okay.
Okay.
So anytime I had a distraction, there's a bit of a comparison. So I could see something in another lady and go like, no, this is what I have been comfortable with, and this is what has gotten my attention. This is what I've fallen in love with. So it
That
made
is
it
after you
easier
get distracted.
The distraction is good.
before the distraction, or probably in the cause of the distraction.
Okay.
In fact, the distraction actually helps.
It's good. It's
Yes.
very good.
So it was almost like a reality
Yeah.
check for me.
Yeah.
It almost always put me back on focus.
Yeah.
Go like, no, you see what is out there, you can't actually deal with it. This
Yes.
is what you want, and this is why you're here.
Okay. Apostle, because of time, man, we can admit that the examples you also see coming up really helps with that check. It affects your reason
Of course.
for fearing. So his reason, understandable.
Yeah.
I don't know. You meet a lot of people. You meet young people come to you when
Quite
they
a
want to
lot,
get married.
quite a lot.
When they want to get married. What are some of the common fears they have?
You see, the common fear now which people would have. You know that 2021, Ghana, we had over 500,000 divorce cases.
Yeah.
500,000.
Yeah, 2021.
That's after COVID.
Yes.
If it contributes.
And then over 400,000 people separated.
Yes.
And
That's
the
almost a
media,
million.
yes.
That's almost a million people.
Yes.
Divorced and
So
separated.
over 500 divorced and 400 separated.
That's 900,000 plus.
So when you hear stuff like that as a young person, these things all gives you agitation. You begin to awfulize. It gives you a lot of uncertainty. And even the media doesn't project anything about marriage. Today, somebody's a little discrepancies in marriage is a breaking news on social media. A wife and a wife, they play it out sometimes out of proportion. So what we are seeing, what they are hearing, is not feeding into their faith. And faith and fear are two things. They all feed into what you hear and what you see. So you fear what you keep hearing. You fear what you keep seeing. You have faith in what you keep hearing and what you keep seeing. I'm a pastor. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. In like manner, fear comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of the devil, the word of gossip, the word of rumor, the word of complaint, the word of contamination. All these things will feed your fear. So most young ones, there's nothing really feeding their faith. But this journey is a journey of faith. You don't know anybody until you settle down with them. He's been dating for 16 years now before got married. Ask him whether he's still learning.
You're still learning?
Yes, I mean, before the show began, I was telling him that, I mean, even beyond the 16 years, there's still some things that are new to me. I'm like, okay,
I'm telling you.
that, like, I've still not learned or discovered enough.
Yes. So you will never know anybody fully to get married to them, because like we said, people evolve, things happen, people's mindsets change, a lot of stuff. So I don't know you, so I don't know you. The fundamentals that you need to move in, get them and get going.
We're going to get those fundamentals, but a little contribution. Is it not
Yes.
because, oh God, this just escaped me, what you said
About discovering the...
about discovering the person? Yes. Is it not because people are constantly evolving? So it's not really about this is how they've always been.
Yes.
Because let's be honest with ourselves, we are not what we used to be 5 years ago.
Yes.
Exactly. Even
So-
a year ago.
There you go.
Yes.
So definitely,
Yes.
whether married or not, in the
Yes.
next 5 years, I won't be the same person
Yes.
I am here. I would have either advanced,
Yes.
in
Yes.
character and everything,
Yes.
or even depreciated more.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not cutting you. If the fundamentals are there, your evolving gets you better.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the fundamental. The fundamental will never change. Fundamentals are fundamentals. But today we don't have the fundamentals. Today a lady wants, they talk about spec. I want a man with a broad chest.
Let's go into that.
What will a broad chest add to the marriage?
Hey, okay, Apostle.
No. Let's be realistic.
I don't like to. We hear that a lot, but
Yes.
Apostle, I feel like that's very important. I've spoken to some ladies,
Good.
and you'll be amazed at some of the things they said. Someone said to me, "God, did you know how I like biceps? Like I like biceps on a man."
Yes.
And ask yourself, what will the biceps do?
What
the fact
will
that
it
I have
add?
biceps doesn't mean I
Yes.
can even lift this thing. But
Yes.
What will it add? It will add attraction.
Is that
Attraction.
to the marriage?
At least there should be an attraction.
That one,
in
you
a
are
marriage.
only feeding your ego as a
Shouldn't you be
person.
attracted
This is
to the
not
person
about
you're
it.
You are
with?
only feeding.
Exactly.
Hold on. Apostle, I'm
Yes.
saying this because I realize that we have different personality
Yeah,
traits.
yes.
There are so many different personality traits.
Yeah.
What makes Solomon tick is not what makes me tick.
That's fine.
Even though we are both men.
That's fine.
Okay? And everyone has a strength and a weakness.
Yes.
You know, in the things they prefer, their preferences.
Yes.
So, when we say that, what will a broad chest do? Perhaps for my sister here, she can't handle some things. But the fact that my man is like this is okay for me.
All right. I don't dispute that fact.
Okay.
Because of either the general, the hormonal stuff that gives you your natural attraction. So you are naturally prone towards a particular figure. Great, broad chest, great. You are prone to that. My concern is that the marriage life, what is called marriage, that journey, broad chest, doesn't matter.
Okay, we'll take it from the married man. Let's okay. We'll take it from the married because we're also taking lessons.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
But before him, I like to listen to your fundamentals first.
Yes.
What are the fundamentals? What does a person need to look out for before they decide that this is the person I'm going to be with? Because
All right.
I can't know this person.
That's fine. Love does not need to be perfect. Love only needs to be true. So people should stop looking for perfect love. There is no perfect love anywhere. That's the first fundamental.
Let me laugh at that a bit.
Yes.
It's so interesting.
People should start looking for perfect love. There is no perfect love. The only perfect love is the love of God. Every other love is being carried by human beings that are imperfect. I'm not perfect.
Fickle.
I preach not from the point of perfection. No, when I preach about holiness, it doesn't mean that I am the most holy person. Somebody has to teach it. So I'm teaching from the point of growth. When I speak about discipline, not because I am the most disciplined person, but I need to lay an emphasis on discipline to make people go along that side. So I'm a human, and man has fallen, and we are susceptible. One of the greatest discoveries in psychology is that man now has the ability to alter their actions, which agree that man is faulty, and man is evolving and is changing. So looking for perfect human beings, no. So there can be perfect love, but there can be true love. Most people have lost good people because of this concept. This person is true. He has fallen short. He make errors. He done mistake. He became susceptible. He fell into temptations. He fell into traps that were set up for him or her. So when you look at that carefully, the person is genuine. He's sincere. He's honest. But he says, oh, you should be perfect. There are no perfect love anywhere. Love only needs to be true. That's the first fundamental. The second fundamental, and then I leave you.
Episode 2 with Apostle Jeffries. What does perfect true love look like? That's another day conversation.
That's fine.
I'd like to hear.
That's fine. The second fundamental is I see the purpose of life is a life of purpose. I keep saying that marriage is not an achievement. Marriage only becomes an achievement if the two people who are coming together find purpose. Because you are coming together to fulfill purpose. For this cause, a man shall live. For this cause, there's a cause, this purpose. Have we found that purpose? So a woman only follows a man with a vision, on a mission, burning with a passion. And women will willingly follow a man who has it. When a man has vision, has a purpose, where he's going. So the first fundamental is that you were created to fulfill purpose. I'm created to fulfill purpose. We are coming together for purpose. If we identify purpose, if we identify what we are coming together.
That purpose you're talking
Correct.
about, is it an individual thing or is both? Is it single purpose coming together?
Individuals must first find out their purpose in life.
Okay.
First.
Right.
And see if it can make. The word submission is two words, sub and mission.
Okay.
Like we had the word subset in school. Subset is a universal set of the other one. So when we say submission, the woman has, but you are the helper.
Okay.
The man has the mission. So the woman should ask the question, do I fit into this man's mission?
Beautiful. So she's not throwing herself
No. Do I fit the what I can do, my purpose, my vision, my talent? Does it feed into this man's purpose? So that you don't come in, then the man is going to Accra, the woman is going to Kumasi. It doesn't work that way. So women must first define their own. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. Like me, I'm a pastor, full-time pastor. Aside my counseling work, my coaching work, my mentorship work, so I'm a frontliner. If I want to pick a woman, the woman must fit into my purpose. She should see, do I fit here? That's my gift, my ability. What role is it coming in to do? If you can't find a place in there, when you come, we're going to have an issue, because most people have issues now when they are married because they don't marry people who fit into their purpose. So after 2-3 years, the butterfly and all those, it will die off. What keeps you going together is the two of you are together on the same mission, on the same purpose, and you are driving towards it.
Confirm or deny, please.
Exactly the point. Because again, just to start from the point of whether or not the aesthetics, the appearance still counts in the entire journey, it actually does count. Largely because you get into marriage based on a certain expectation. Now, there's a certain benchmark my wife and I always do have. She's not expecting me to put on a pot belly.
Bro.
So I'm constantly very intentional to ensure that I'm not doing that.
I'm
So
like,
I like that.
You're a blessed man.
Consciously,
So I
5 years?
Yes.
Counting, and you're still
16 plus 5. 16 plus 5.
16 plus 5. I
Yeah.
mean, calm down. The stomach started after
That's for
5
you,
years.
man.
Calm down.
No, the 16 is really troublesome for me, but okay.
So and also on her side, after our first child, the second, there's also a very intentional effort to make sure she's working out to keep in shape. So she's eating
good.
too much. I'm like, yo, you can't be eating after 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
that intentional acts there.
Correct.
And I tell her, you can't just leave your hair like that. You need to look good. So that when I see somebody out there who looks better, I can come back and tell you, no, she has a private hair on. I think you should also have one. You cannot drop the standard. Keep up the standard so those distractions do not take me away. And so we are very intentional on both sides. So I try to look good, and she doesn't have a problem because she understands that she fell in love with somebody with a certain appearance.
Yeah.
So she wants to keep it as such. But on the purpose side as well, I was intentional for who I wanted to get married to.
Okay.
I'm a very loud person. I tell people I'm the woman in our marriage. I'm the one who likes to get things packed, who likes to get things arranged. I'm the one who is getting things. I nag a lot. And she's the one who is very fine, very comfortable, not talking too much.
I like that.
And meets me halfway on everything. She believes in my dreams and makes sure she feels at every point in time. So all of these I noticed some many years back. So I was very sure
In class 6, by the way. He notices in class 6.
I was very sure of who I was bringing in to support me towards every goal I set out to want to achieve. So purpose for me was very part of the entire process. I had to be sure this person would be a match into that journey I want to take on. And also not to forget that, would I fit into hers? According to her, I'm her biggest cheerleader.
Oh,
So, yeah.
that's so cool.
So you are blessed.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
The health partner, yeah, no worry. Well, fitness instructor, and I say nutrition. That's purpose too, so that at least it helps you on that journey.
That's for you personally.
Let's solve some fears here on the show. I mean, Marina. So, from all that we've discussed, being intentional. Apostle said that a life of purpose is a purpose. The purpose of life is a life of purpose. So purpose one, and that there's no perfect love.
Yeah.
There's just genuine love.
True love.
True love. I mean, true love. Okay. So with these two things, looking back again into your life, I'm asking myself the same question. So it's you and I now, and Apostle, looking into your life, even with the bad examples we've seen. I have close to me, my sibling. I've seen certain things. Even my mom and my dad. I haven't had a good example of marriage. So we are conscious and deliberate to also learn. Okay. With these two things, could you look back into your life again and say, okay, maybe it's because I'm not looking for someone who I can fit into their purpose and they fit into mine. And then secondly, maybe I'm not looking for genuine love because I don't believe it exists.
Well, first things first, when he mentioned knowledge, he doesn't have fear because of knowledge. The number one question I ask is there enough knowledge for you to evade what you've seen? Then he said, okay, genuine love, true love, all the things you mentioned. And yeah, I look back and I was like, okay. So if I would have known these things, maybe I would have corrected certain things and maybe we didn't have gone that bad. But at the same time, what about the men? Have they also had this knowledge and followed this pattern and, you know, like me and you, we are learning. Have they also gone through the learning process? It can't be me alone or it can't be you alone. The other party has to know exactly what we are heading to. Now, African men, excuse me to say, we are not all so purposeful. We don't even know what we want yet in life. And then we are all driving a car, maybe towards a car, but along the line, someone will branch towards a Fanco and I'm branching Taifa or something. We don't know. It's true. So it's not all about the purpose too sometimes. Okay, we have to be sure of the purpose, right?
Yes.
Okay. Am I so sure of my purpose right now? Maybe yes. What about the man? Is he so sure about his purpose? Okay, then we
Those
find.
are questions.
Do we fit? And then, what is fit? You see, in about 2 years, you said there's evolving.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I evolve maybe the good way, and he decides to evolve the bad way. It's still marriage losing.
Let me ask you something. Are you an overthinker?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, welcome to my world. So
I weigh things like 10 times.
I can
and-
relate with you so easily. Like I know what
I'm
you're,
listening
I know what
to
you're
them,
doing.
but I'm finding
I know
potholes
what
in
you're doing,
everything
yeah.
they are saying.
Yeah.
And you may think maybe after living here and listening to Apostle, I will leave my 90% at maybe 60 or 50. But believe me, after all these things you're saying, maybe I'm rising to 98. Because I'm so finding God. What if he doesn't even fit my purpose? Why am I even dating in the first place? Am I even jumping the gun?
If she has this situation, I'm not cutting you. One of the things that she's going to do is that even when people come around her, she'll think want to find something to just disqualify them.
Well,
Possible.
Yeah.
it's happening.
So
It's happened.
It is.
yeah. She'll always look around.
I'm busy looking
Yes.
for red flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that you
looking.
don't hit the wall. Because if you hit the wall, there's no coming back from that. It will kill you faster than you seeing it.
You see, these questions she's asking, very genuine, like you're saying.
No, they're
You meet
genuine.
People, I mean, in the case of Solomon, we understand. That's when you have moved beyond certain things. But these questions are genuine. I met a very prominent person, gospel artist, recently, and we're talking about marriage. We're at a wedding. And it's just what he kept saying. Move. Just move.
Yeah.
Just move. Leave the rest to God. Just move. Leave the rest to God. That just move. Leave the rest to God.
No, just
What does
move.
it mean?
Just move him. You see, tomorrow is only known by God. None of us know tomorrow.
So God has the map.
God has it. But back it up with knowledge. Back it up with knowledge. Relevant knowledge.
Relevant.
Relevant knowledge and working knowledge. Not common sense. Not assumptions. Not people's perspective. That's why I say that when it comes to marriage, experience is never the best teacher. Because human beings are different. With different mindset, different upbringing, different ideology, different concept. So somebody's ideology, concept, and background has contributed to the reason why his or her marriage didn't work. So the person comes back after 5 years, the marriage has crashed. And they say, that marriage it's not good. But you married at a time where you knew little or there were mistakes that you've committed that you knew you could have corrected. So could you be more optimal to balance the equation? If Kofi marry Ajwa and then a Kojo marry AC and Ajwa are two different people. Like you've said, you see your wife, a laid-back person. She's maybe an extreme introvert, a phlegmatic, and then a melancholy. People like that, they are laid back, they are calm, they are composed. So you go and marry somebody who is a combination of what? A choleric and a sanguine. These two, and people don't even know how to be able to tame and tone temperament. Me, I'm not a sanguine. I'm not a talkative. I'm not a lively person. I'm not babbling. I've learned to be because of my work. Yes, I'm not. If you leave me 1 week by myself, I'll be fine. I'll be happy. And I'll not feel bored. I'll be happy. But guess what? The work I do doesn't allow that. As a pastor, you have to be lively. When you see me preaching, you wouldn't even know that I'm a charismatic. I prophesy, I lay hands and do all those wild stuff. But I do all those stuff, but my natural temperament is not that. But I've learned to tone down, to upgrade to innovate, and to polish up.
So it's learning.
So it's learning.
It's knowledge.
Yes,
It's
relevant knowledge, working knowledge.
Now that I have this time, let me just quickly ask. They say, is it opposite attract?
Yeah.
Is it the like poles that attract or opposite that attract?
No, unlike poles.
Unlike poles attract, rather.
Yeah.
Okay. I asked someone this question, and I like to, in wrapping our conversation, we all know that the fears exist.
Yeah.
We all know they exist. And depending on what is influencing your fear, you know what to do.
Yeah.
You know to seek the right knowledge, to bring in faith if there is fear.
Yeah.
And if there's too much faith, you bring some little fear to check it out.
I like that.
But the unlike poles attract, doesn't mean that you should go in for someone who, because people are attracted to people they
The same energy.
of the same. You understand?
Yeah.
I like I'm not going to say the woman I like, I like on TV, but I like someone like me.
Yeah.
You know.
Correct.
And that would be like poles because
Yes.
I don't go out.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, I'm happy being in my room all day. So I like someone I can have that with sit down, talk. You know, if once in a while we go out, great. You know, I like that very much. But they're saying that you need the opposite of you to balance your life. Really, what should one do? Let me ask you.
So one of the things I learned early on in life was not to put self above everything all the time. Most often when we have partners in our lives, we are often very selfish, almost always thinking about what we want to see in the person or how we want the person to look or be rather than what the person actually is and how we can actually tone down or tame ourselves to meet that person halfway. Now, if it's gotten to the level of attraction or what we want in another person, we would have some fundamentals. Now, beyond the fundamental, if there's anything that you are not used to or is not usual, that decision to want to settle with entirely sits with you. And that is often premised or informed by what the other person is willing to do and not do. For example, if I like a lady who is very calm, who is not too loud, and I find somebody who is probably beautiful or who has some other things but is loud, it's for me to decide to want to settle with this loudness and move on from there. Because there are other features that entirely gets my attention, makes me comfortable, and would allow me to overlook the loudness. So these are things that you should be willing to settle for, let some things go and settle and move on from there. You cannot always get it 100%. Weigh what the bigger options are and move on from there.
Like my friends will say on the podcast, you always find someone who has 80 but without the 20. And then you find someone with that 20 you're looking for elsewhere, but they don't have the 80.
That is life.
That is life, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to quickly touch on that?
Of course, the opposite attract. You see, those are just general rules, but they are always exception. A choleric can marry a choleric, but if they put each other's happiness above their own, it will work out.
It will work out.
That's one of the fundamental things. If I really want you to be happy, I would always want to do things that will make you happy. Even if I don't want to, I will do it.
So like Will Smith, eh?
Yeah.
So like Will Smith, eh?
Jada.
Will Smith, are you sure? Are you? Let's say this example there. Then it's Will Smith putting the other person's happiness
first.
above it, even
Above
if it is
himself.
killing you.
So not even if it's killing you. The two parties, the balance must be there.
Okay.
If I'm putting your happiness above my own and you are not putting mine above your own, it can't work. So I'm not advocating for just one-sided, because an imbalanced life would break. It won't work.
Okay.
So I'm talking about two partners. If the two people are willing to put each other's happiness above each other, trust me, it will work out. But if it's just one-way traffic, it will never work. It will never work. It will never work.
Okay.
I don't advise for divorce, but anything that threatens your life and your existence for which you are around, why not? You
Well,
need
add to the
stay there.
500 and something thousand.
I'm sure by now it has increased.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's increased.
Of
We
course.
are not
That
getting
was
better.
even 2021.
Anyways. Yeah.
So automatically, my two gentlemen are saying, throw your self-fulfillment out,
No,
be
that's
selfless, and make someone else happy. And he should also be willing to make you happy. Okay.
It's a two-way street.
I will think about it.
It's a two-way street.
Yes.
I will think about it. But I'm still at 90.
I think I need to have a conversation once every week.
You should.
I'm
So,
too busy.
yeah.
There's another person I want you to be having a conversation with.
I'm too
She's so stubborn.
You know,
It's not called
gradually,
stubbornness.
gradually.
It's called we enjoying being we than, yeah. First me, then other people. Yes.
Apostle, you know the work
It's
to do.
not
You know-
selfish.
you know
I know.
You know the work to do.
Oh,
eh?
I know.
I'm fine the way I am.
I understand it perfectly.
I'm very well.
Oh, I understand, but you are aware. Don't worry.
Thank you,
I understand
thank you,
you.
thank you.
But if really you want to marry, we can have a conversation
Conversation of that.
along the way.
Give me 2 years.
Yes.
Well, another 2 years. Eh?
Yes, yes.
Well, there you have it. Lord, I wish we didn't finish this conversation.
Yeah.
But if you have questions for Apostle, in case you want to reach out to him, have a conversation with him. If you're planning to get married, you have some PS or whatever it is, do well to reach out to Apostle Theophilus Jeffries. He's a counselor and a life coach. Apostle, social media handle in your day.
Facebook, Apostle Theophilus Jeffries. More active there. Yeah.
On Facebook?
Facebook, Apostle Theophilus
Jeffries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm more active there. I respond quicker there than any other place.
Any other place.
Yeah.
Okay. Marina Dosu is a human resource manager, and Solomon Sedinam Agbemenya is a fintech strategist.
Yeah.
People are private people, so you don't want to put your details out there, right? Or in case your business.
Yeah. I mean, so I work with Fido.
Okay.
Yes, I'm inviting everybody to what we call the Fido Money Matters next week, Friday. It's an event where we teach financial literacy. Most likely, I'll come back to share some more insights on it so people can at least know how to save money, make more money,
Yes.
and manage their debt.
Man, in there, we need it.
Very
We need it,
necessary.
Spa. Thank you so much,
Yes.
gentlemen and lady. Appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.
All right, speaking of making more money, remember that one more person gets to walk away with 500 Ghana cedis on the show, on the AM Club Payday promo. All you need to do is to dial *387 *1#. *387 *1#. Follow it. It's just 5 cedis per ticket. The more you play, the higher your chances of winning. Lifestyle Daily Conversation done. Finally, we're taking a break, and Chichi and her chef will teach us how to make dawa pasta. Stay with us.